Hi YouTubers, I'm outside the garage workshop today and I've started to assemble the coils now. The BNC connectors have come and I've fitted those. I'm having trouble with the box because it's galvanised, it's difficult to solder and one thing or another, and the divider for where the capacitors are going to be, I'm not sure if that will affect the tuning, and I drilled a couple of holes in the wrong place, but apart from that it's not too bad. I brought the filter in the house and try and get the glue to go off. It takes 24 hours, a bit frustrating because I want to test it now. I soldered the connectors in the BNC and this bit of plastic is now being glued, and it's because I've used a smaller gauge wire than's recommended for the coils, and they're a bit springy so they bounce about a bit. So I've supported the other side of the capacitor plate with this plastic which I've got, and I'm using the adjusters to hold the copper wires in exactly the right place, the copper discs in the right place for the tuning of the capacitors. So it will sit there, and then I've got to put a screw in that hole there and one in that side as an extra support for this. It's got an L bracket of plastic there. You might be able to see it there, there's a black just there, and on the other side I drill it and put a small nut and bolt through. So I'm going to go in the garage and see if anybody's on the air. And I've been calling out a few times and not heard anybody. There's a helicopter just gone over. Anyway, just cut this piece of metal out, and this is going to be the lid for the band pass filter. Again, it's part of the same scrap bit of metal that was from the cooker. Just been listening on the bands. I'm getting into Peterborough, but there's nobody about. I've called on the Simplex calling channel. I can't hear anybody on there either, so I'm not sure if it's still working. So a little bit puzzled at the moment to find out what's going on. But they can't all be working, can they? The band used to be really busy the last time I was on the VHF, UHF bands. I'm going back probably over 10 years ago. They seem quite dead, unless people are using digital modes, which I can't receive. I can key up into the repeater, just like that. I have called and called and called, and I don't know why I'm not getting anybody coming back. Perhaps they don't like me. Never mind. Switch off for the day. Right. Switch off. This is the band pass filter. Almost complete, apart from a bit of tuning. One thing I've learnt, or several things, is one, stainless steel nuts are very difficult to solder. In fact, impossible. That's the first thing. Measure twice and cut once is another one, because I've drilled holes in the wrong place, so I could have measured it wrong. And also these bolts which go to the capacitors, if they're stainless steel, they don't make a very good electrical connection to the capacitor plates here. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. But let me set up my Nanovna and I'll show you what the graphs look like. Now I'm doing some SWR tests into a 50 ohm dummy load, and I'll show you the graph on the camera, and this graph shows the frequency between 143 and 148 megahertz, and the center at the moment it's set to 145450 megahertz. The SWR is 1.021. Now I'm just going to change the frequency to a lower end of the band, and I'll give you an indication what the SWR is then. In the next chart or graph, the frequency is set to 144.750 and the SWR is 1.187, and I'll capture the image so I can insert it into my video. I'm going to go to the top end of the band, which is, I'll stop the camera while I do this. Right, I'm at now 146.350 megahertz, and let's do a screen capture. SWR is 1.2 to 1. Now the insertion loss at 145.5 megahertz is 3.4 dB, and I'll do a screen capture on that. Okay, let's look at the attenuation. At 20 dB down, that's at 138 megs. At 130 megs, it's 36 dB down. (154 megs), it's 21 dB down. 160 megs, it's about 40 dB. Yeah, I think that sort of covers it. There's still a bit of fine tuning required, and I'll do that a bit later. Last part of the video, and I'd just like to show you it's in circuit. I might change these BNCs to SO239s in the future, and I've got it connected up to my aerial, and I transmitting at over 20 watts. The SWR is, can you see that, how much it moves? That's through the filter. Right, so that's the SWR done. Lock the nuts off. So that's complete. Switch the radio off. That's that off. Switch the power off. Right, okay, cost in making this was basically buying the BNC connectors, and I bought 5 of them, and they worked out at just under £1 each for the BNC connectors. The nuts and bolts had lying about, the wire had lying around, so that's it. Say £2 to build this filter. The rest was mainly scrap and bits and pieces. Well worth it. Next attempt is one for the 70cm band, so that will be quite interesting because I don't know anybody who's done one of those yet. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like.